Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's not a good day unless you fuck up the intro 3 times, guys. 143 billion market cap. We are chilling. Not sure what we're waiting for. Any kind of news. Korea, United States. It's actually not looking so grim. There's actually lots of good news. Japan is just absolutely crushing it with the cryptos. Gotta check the EOS scan real quick. Forgot to last night. I was up real late last night, but I mean, that thing hit me at like 3 in the morning. And it was funny because I was about to gamble. I was like, I might throw some in there. And right when I did that, somebody threw in 400 Ether, and there was still a couple hours left. I was like, yeah, fuck that. Let's see what it ended up. Bing. Oh, wow. I know I should have. 56. That's funny. What is my ass talking about? I didn't know I should have. You only know you should. That's hindsight right there, but that's a nice number, 520. It's one of the highest numbers. 530, I think, was the second. Yeah, that was the second highest. Fuck's sake. And I understand the setup of EOS, and one would naturally think that over time, this thing is going to get more and more, it's going to be less valuable because you're dumping so much each day. And the fact that it's a lot of people can't invest, United States, China, a lot of people, more and more people in countries aren't able to invest. Obviously VPNs, it's not very hard. I mean, it's not fucking hard to invest in EOS if you wanted to. It's the same thing with anything. And these older coins that, I say older, I mean, obviously EOS only been around a couple months or so, a little longer than that, but in the grand scheme of things, these type of coins are just going to be so dirt cheap, because I've really realized in the crypto game, I'm going to give you guys an angle. It's kind of like being in a poker room and I spot a tail on a fish, and you don't tell that, but I'm going to give you guys the game on what I found in the crypto game after I sip my coffee like Kermit the Frog. Now, when products are not released, when there is something where they're building to the future, we can go down to tons, basically any project that you can name it, and it has seen its ups and downs big time. People get bored in the crypto game. They'll invest in something, and while they're waiting, because EOS can't hype up anymore. Like, that's what people don't understand. People want constant hype. You can't constantly hype anything. It's the law of polarizing. It's like it's a magnetic effect. You can't always have one side of it. If you're constantly trying to hype it, that hype energy eventually dies. You can't hype something forever. It doesn't matter. Eventually you can overhype fucking diamonds. I mean, you can't, how many Jared fucking commercials or whatever the fuck they are, when you see around Christmas time, you get fucking tired of hearing about diamonds. It's the same thing with EOS, the same thing with anything. You can't overhype it. So what happens is the team lays low. You don't hear from Dan L. You don't hear from EOS. It's the greatest team. It's like one of the most all-star baller-ass teams ever put together. It's like the all-star team in Madden. But they don't have much to report. They said, yeah, Dawn. And they got some updates coming up, but there's not much to report. Everyone knows what's going on. They're building a platform, and you can't just wake up every day and say, guess what? That platform we're building, it's going to be super badass. You're not going to wake up every fucking day and say that, because the sign of a true team, the sign of a really gangster ass team is one that's being fucking quiet, man. All right, so it's like the big dog versus the little dog. The little dog always fucking yapping, man, because it has to. The little dog has to yap, because if it doesn't, then it feels like it has it's just going to be, destroyed. It's going to be overlooked. It has no confidence. It feels like if it's not making a loud noise, then it has no other way to scare, to intimidate, to get attention. And the big dog's always quiet, just observing. It's an innate confidence. When you don't hear EOS popping at the mouth every day, there's a reason for that. And other like coins like it, there's a reason for that, because they're the big dogs. They don't need to. They already know. It's an innate confidence. When you're not squirrely, like, oh, I got to keep the price up. It's because you already know. You're already home. It's like, man, this project, it's already there. I already see where the project is. I don't need to fucking hype shit, because once I build it, they will come. And everyone that overlooked these things will be like, oh shit. And they'll be the ones on FOMO buying it for 2, 3, 4, 5x the price. But that's the secret. The secret is people will start to dump after there's not a lot of news. I know that might seem like, oh, what are you talking about? But I mean, think about it. Who are the people that bought EOS at the very beginning? And why on earth would they have sold by now? You got to think about that. I mean, what seemed buy low, sell high, all this bullshit, what seems like obvious advice is not so obvious when you put it into practice, because people get bored. They see shiny shit. They're like, well, fuck. What did I get myself into? They much rather invested on EOS when the platform's out and everybody's hyping it and everyone's building ICOs on top of it. Yeah, everyone wants to be in EOS then. Who the fuck doesn't? But you're going to pay a premium. That's life. Same thing with MyBit. It's funny. People want to, and No Limit Coin. Holy shit. No Limit Coin's like the king of this. Like, if there doesn't have to be hype. It comes in waves. And the same thing with EOS, MyBit, all these coins, OnG, although OnG's been pretty nice so far. The point is, it's all going to happen in a wave. It's going to be like one big effect. Boom. EOS is going to come out, and then ICOs are going to launch crazy, and people are going to get the FOMO. Businesses are going to get the FOMO. That's the thing, man. You need the EOS tokens to run on it. So it's like these businesses are going to get FOMO. They're going to want to buy it up in huge bulk. They're not looking to buy it now because that's not how people work. They want to see it. People are at risk adverse. It's very okay. So if you're going to be risk adverse, think of it this way: if you're going to be risk adverse, you can't be you can't be so swingy, because the whole point of being risk adverse is the fact that you're going to pick a safe pattern and stay there. But I mean, I see people who buy Bitcoin and it doesn't do anything for a while, and they'll sell it for a loss to go buy the next thing. And it's like, that's a bad mindset, because if you have that type of mindset, then you should be you should just go for it. You should just go all in. You should just go for it. Like, there's no reason if you don't want to hold on to something, or you can't stand the thought of missing out on money. I think people should be taking more chances, studying harder. Because a lot of people have the opposite mindset. It's like they want to be safe, yet they make very risky moves. Anytime someone sells for a loss, that's so risky to me. It's like, oh, that's fucking terrible. Because the risk is you just miss out on future ROI. Because if you're looking at the count now, yeah, you might say, oh man, I'm down, blah, 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 blah. But if you like just wait, and even if you're not putting into value, if you know like the teams are putting into value, like the product's being created, if it's worth X amount now with the current status, either a platform or no platform, how much is it going to be worth with a platform or an upgraded platform? That's one thing to ask yourself. And I was talking about creating value yesterday. A lot of people are asking me for, like, if I do mentorship, if they could pay me kind of like to teach them or whatever. If you ever watch my channel, you can't hire me. I don't get paid to do anything. However, 666 Walton, coincidence? I think not. Anyway, if you want to work for a psycho that just did something like that, I'm going to put it in live television, on YouTube, then you're going to have to work. What I am doing is I'm accepting people and want to work for me, and they're willing to do like an internship where they're working for free to prove themselves. And obviously, if I think you do a good job, then you're hired. This will come with free mentorship, whatever you want to call it, shit that people charge $1,000 an hour for, or whatever it is. This is something you can't buy. It only comes to people who want to work for the team, want to be a part of something big. Because at first it was just like people were thinking, but now I'm actually starting to get a lot of messages, and I just thought I'd put it out there because people are asking me, hey man, can I hire you to mentor me? And I don't, if you are super interested, then you're going to have to eat a lot of dirt, a lot of dust. You're not going to be, you're going to have to go through a lot of shit if you want to be mentored by me. It's not going to fucking be something that's going to, I don't have a name for it, but you're going to be on the ground eating dust for a long time before you come up. And once you prove yourself, the sky's the limit. But I'm putting out there the harshest way because I don't want people to come and think it's going to be like Wolf of Wall Street or some shit where they're just going to come on and everything, high five and money's going to fall at this. Like, no. It's going to be a lot of fucking work. It's going to be like, welcome to my world. A lot of people will realize that maybe they're not cut out for it, or maybe they don't want this life. It always looks nice when you have the beachfront condo and people see all the success and they're like, oh, well, I want that. It's like, well, do you, man? Because, I work my ass off for this. And, by the time I'm done working my ass off, I'm almost too tired to fucking enjoy the sunset some days, which is a bitch ass mindset. I always snap out of it, and I'm always super thankful for what I have and where I am. But it's the fucking truth, man. I'm not going to front. There's a lot of work to go into it. So, if someone who's willing to work their asses off, who really fucking wants it, I can extend an olive branch to the path that I've carved out. So you don't have to go fucking getting eaten by raptors and fucking jungle monkeys out in the Congo when you're fucking out doing your thing, because it's a vicious game and you can get wiped out real quick. And fortunate enough meets the drive. I've gotten where I've gotten, and I know what I know. As far as good deals, still kind of pissed at the EOS thing, but however, because that's the thing, man. I've really noticed the EOS. Once the EOS, when you go on the EOS scan, what it ends up being, once that ends up being higher for a while, people will forget about it and they'll think, well, I'm not going to invest this round. Right now, I bet you maybe we hit one lower, but you're going to see a new. All right, here's an example. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right here. All right, so you can see it was going up for a while. Sorry, scratchy throat. It was going down for a while, and then you can start to see it start to dip, and then it's getting low, and then people, boom, and then it went down. See, you only get this kind of rush when people think they're going to get a good deal. Because, see, it was my mindset to say, oh, man, it was kind of cheap last night. I had to drop off. Maybe it'll be cheaper tonight, right? And that's when the big whales get you. Because it's not that much ether. It's like 4,000, if you put down 5,000 ether, you're going to be above par. That's not that much if you're talking about a world-renowned ICO. If people think they can get a good deal. So just playing with hotcakes there. What else are we looking at? There are a lot of cheap coins, a lot of ICOs I'm getting into. I will tell you about them. A cool interview with live update on Nicholas Live with Spective, the team from Spective. That's going to be coming up in the future. There's going to be a live Q&A giveaway with OnG. It's going to be the team. That's going to be cool. Got those things coming up. Always got something coming up. Not too much going on in the market. As I said, I've started to check the market with you guys when I get on. And there's nothing really too exciting on my part. We can check on what's Obsidian doing. 86. It got up to almost $1 last night. Yeah, I was like, man, this thing's fucking going rampant. And had the people who are like, hello, because I think we got it for cheaper than 12 cents. I'm not sure. I don't want to quote the price, but my group got it for a really good deal. We're on the hunt for these ICOs. You're talking about it's just another way for humanity to take their freedom back. Communication. We don't need to be spied on. This could easily be on every fucking phone like WhatsApp and, get 10 million downloads, no problem. I don't see why not. People say they don't value their privacy. I think that's like fucking bullshit. I think that's a few people who just assume because they're jackasses and don't value their privacy that everyone else does. I don't think that's the truth. I think there's just hasn't been an easy transition. So I'll fight that fucking point. Why did Snapchat get popular then? Why? Tell me. Because of the time deletion. People thought it was safer, thought it was more private. If you remember, it started off people sending, titty pics and stuff. It was like one of those things. And then it transitioned because that's what happens. You get your foot in the door. Facebook, they were only for colleges. They got their foot in the world, or the foot in the door, and they took over the world. Snapchat was only really for titty pics and stuff and private sending. Got their foot in the door. Now they have, storylines and shit. I mean, it's so stupid. It's like Obsidian is going to do the same thing. Once you can go to the App Store and download Obsidian on your iPhone, no problem. What then? What's people's excuses? People be like, hey man, I'm going to send you a titty pic, but this thing is really fucking super private. And people are like, I'm going to get off Snapchat and, use this to send my titty pics. And then you're going to have a bunch of fucking Obsidian titty pics gone galore everywhere. Eventually though, people are going to be like, maybe I should send some documents. Maybe, and then before you know it, people are just naturally going to shift over to Obsidian because Obsidian's going to get its foot in the door. All Obsidian needs to do is get its foot in the door. A little fucking foresight, guys. It doesn't take much. Just a little foresight. And you can see this coming from a mile away. People who same thing with OnG and Facebook. Like, the reason people haven't got off of Facebook because they haven't found a better alternative. There really hasn't. OnG is not a better alternative right now. It's being 100% rebuilt from the ground up, and it's going to just absolutely kick ass. We're going to get our foot in the door via crypto users, because crypto users 100% want their privacy. And Steemit is not Facebook for them. Steemit's not the same fucking thing. It's just not. And they would much rather have a Facebook. It's going to start off with crypto people and their friends. And then, their mom, and then they're going to be spending more time on OnG than Facebook. And their mom and their sisters will be like, oh, you never post pictures on Facebook anymore. And they're going to be like, oh man, I'm always on OnG. And they're like, oh, well, I'm going to at least get on OnG so I can see your pictures, son. That's what's happening with my mom. And then eventually you're going to have, we're getting our foot in the door. And then eventually it's just going to be a snowball effect. Nobody likes Facebook. Facebook's a victim of its own success. Everyone hates Zuckerberg because people are haters. And if you're rich, they're going to hate you. And guess what? Mark Zuckerberg is the richest. So he has a lot of haters. Second of all, it's very poorly built, Facebook. Very poorly built. I mean, it's so hackable. All your information. Fuck Mark Zuckerberg messing with your Facebook. What if somebody hacks? Steals your pictures and slanders your name? I mean, it's not bad until it happens to you. You only get your security for your Bitcoin wallet until you fucking been hacked, right? I have my shit in I have several hardware wallets and safety security deposit boxes just in case my shit burns down. Like, I'm not I've been there. I've had a life where I've had everything stolen from me. I don't need to get burned again. My fingertips are fucking scarred as shit. Not literally, but in this analogy they are. It's just people. When the fire's on their ass, it's very, very, very convenient to get off the couch. But when they smell the smoke, a lot of them still don't want to get off their asses. Till they feel the pain, of course. There's a lot of Batman heads. Right now, we're going to see an altcoin bloodbath. I'm not sure how low the altcoins are going to go, because at the same time, we're going to be fighting with increased market cap. Because that's what's going to happen. A lot of new blood is going to come into the crypto sphere. And what's going to happen is Bitcoin's price is going to rise. This is my foreseeing before this November. It's not going to be what happened last time. We're not going to see it crash because people have been here, they've done that, and they got burned. People who sold Bitcoin for $1,800 fucked up a few weeks later when it was, 4,000 plus you got your extra Bitcoin cash. So they're not going to let that happen again. No fucking way. And what you're going to see is almost like a money grab, because I can already see it. I can already see people thinking of it like the lottery. You got to buy your Bitcoin so you can get one free. That's what people are going to be thinking. Get your free Bitcoins. Like, if you're ever going to invest in Bitcoin, this is the time. So it's going to be good. These forks, that's the thing, man. I'm so glass half full. I'm like, look how much motherfucking water's in that glass. Somebody's like, somebody drank half my glass. And I come up, I'm like, look how much motherfucking water you got in that glass. Can I have some of your water? It's like, but I only got half. I was like, nah, you got lots. I don't understand the mentality when it comes to, it's like Bitcoin is going to be a good thing. This is the glass half full analogy. This fork, people want to look at all the bad. Oh, look at all this bad. It's like, dude, remember what happened last time with Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin? We grew stronger. The market just, it was such good publicity. You know why it's good publicity? Because haters want to hate, and the Bitcoin haters are going to be ringing this loud and clear. Oh, the fork, it's going to be bad, just like they tried to last time. But this time it's not going to work. And I believe we're going to see a nice big market cap after the fork, after the dust settles. There really isn't going to be too many. I think this is the big one. I think this is the moment, guys. The moment that Bitcoin's lives been waiting for. I feel like I late regged the tournament. You know how many times there'll be like a 5-hour late reg, means you can get into the tournament for 5 hours, and I'll get in at the very last minute. You know how many times I won that motherfucking that tournament? Several times. That's how I feel with Bitcoin. I got in at the last minute. I late regged that bitch, and now it's about to go to the fucking moon. And it's just so much money. People, it's just so, it's just such, it's just, man, I just hope that the people who are holding really do hold through this, because I just want to see them succeed. I hate seeing people lose. This is the biggest distribution of wealth ever. It doesn't matter what anyone else has said. You know why? Because this has awakened everybody's eyes to the fiat bullshit. If you didn't know fiat was fucked before, you do now. I mean, my mom does. Everyone's starting to realize, okay, the Federal Reserve, this is all kind of just a game. And Bitcoin's the new game. But guess what? Can't corrupt it. Can't hack it. Can't counterfeit it. It's the perfect form of digital money. It's the perfect form of money in our world. We are digital now, whether people like it or not. The gold bar thing doesn't really work anymore. It's useful if the end times come. Then fucking yeah, you got some goddamn gold. It might as well have some food and water while you're at it, right? And some fucking cannonballs. I mean, shit. If that shit happens, good luck. I'm going to have some ninja swords. Ninja swords are going to be very valuable, believe it or not. So stock up on your ninja swords and your cannonballs if that's your approach. Hey, do it anyway, right? But if you're talking about the world succeeding, we are online and we're not going anywhere. We're going rapidly more online. Gold is not good anymore. It's fucking useless. Because you're going to have to attach it to some kind of crypto anyway, and then you're going to have to hold it in the vault. It's stupid. Nobody gives a fuck about that, because nobody's going to be like, here's my digital tokens. I want my gold bars back from your vault. You know, no one did that with the money. No one of you, even when it was backed by gold, no one said, hey, man, I want all my gold. Like, it was very rare. People, they don't give a fuck. They just want something that everyone agrees is valuable so they can start grinding for it. They don't want something that can be inflated at any time, that can be depreciated. People just want to put their fucking money and not watch it rot. I mean, if you had $1 billion in 1900 or $1 million in 1900, I mean, what the fuck? You're worth so much less. The dollar is worth 98% less than when it first was created. It's just rapidly declining. Nobody wants that. And that's why Bitcoin is going to succeed, my friends. If I was going to write an essay on school, that would have been my essay for Bitcoin. And they'd be like, but sir, this is an American history. I'm not sure what that topic had to do with the U.S. Revolution. I was like, it had everything to do. Feeling the energy this morning. Civic, this is going to be a really good time to, people are going to really want to hold their Bitcoin and not go after these altcoins. I really feel another once in a lifetime opportunity approaching, because these altcoins are not going to be going up. Your favorite altcoins, you're going to be able to get them on good deals. And I just feel like this is going to be another one of those times. I've been looking at my coins that I'm maybe going to pull a Brave Attention token. If you know what I did during the last dip, really came up hard off of that. Because, all right, one of the most beautiful fucking things in cryptocurrency, another fucking, damn, I'm giving y'all some love today. Another one is when you can call a ceiling. This is where I call Batman heads. This is the fucking technical behind the scenes Batman head analysis. When you know there is a ceiling. Let's go to Brave. Why not go to Basic? This is the one I came up off of. I'll always be thankful for Basic Attention Token. When you know there's a ceiling, guys, when you know that no matter what happens, Brave Basic Attention Token could hire Superman and the Fun Friends, and they could get the, Obama and the Dalai Lama and everybody else, and Mark Cuban can join for the fuck of it, and Mayweather can promote it. It doesn't matter. If Bitcoin is about to fork, game over. You're getting ceilings. What happens with ceilings? What happens with ceilings means you can't go above them. They're going to clank, 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 right? So what does this mean? Why is this important to know this information? Well, if you have a hot coin, basic attention token was the hot coin back then. NEO, I might be keeping an eye on. This one might be the hot coin this round. Not saying it is. Need to do some more technical analysis. But when it has a floor, meaning it's a hot coin, it has a ceiling, but it also has a floor. People aren't going to let it get too cheap. It can only get so cheap. This is how you call Batman heads. Because if you know it can only go so high, clink, and you know it can only go so low, clink, what forms? Clink, clink, Batman heads. So we know there's a ceiling coming up, guys, on the altcoins in November, leading up to November. We know there is a ceiling. So if there's a ceiling, find yourself a liquid coin. Basic attention token was my liquid coin. Now I'm going to need something like NEO. It could be any. It could be fucking NEM. I don't give a fuck. It's not like, it doesn't matter. Anything's capable of Batman heads in this scenario. I like the altcoins where they're going to be a little bit different, right? Because once you start to get into Ethereum and Bitcoin, they're going to be a little bit more stable. The altcoins are going to be getting dumped left and right because people want their double Bitcoin, and there's going to be floors. I'll be going over this more. I might even do a live session like I did with the basic attention token back in the day. You could actually see me doing it. I might do something like that if I can. I'm not sure if NEO is a good pick though, because it has the Chinese related. I'd much rather have something that's not really culture based. That's why basic attention token was a good one last time. It's just not liquid enough for me anymore. I would cause too big of crashes to do what I want. Maybe yes, OMG maybe. There's a lot of them, but that's a beautiful thing to look at. So you know, if I was everybody, I'd be sharpening my swords. I'd be getting really, really prepared. There's a really good opportunity where there's going to be altcoin ceilings. Find yourself a floor. Batman head galore. Cheers, peace.